Alright guys, so this is going to be our install video for my Chevy Colorado flip keys. So, don't actually have mine in my pocket, but we can go ahead and get started. So you're going to need two bits. You're going to need a 7/64 bit and a 2mm. So our two bits we're going to need so far, and this is going to be everything that comes in the kit right here. So you're going to get your front, back, and your Chevy Camaro key. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with our front and back. These might have a couple little issues with them, but we're just going to see. They're a little tight. If you get a pre-assembled kit, or I think that's what it's going to be called, I'll pretty much do all this for you. You might have to run your blade up on there where the supports were. Cool. Looks like we're pretty much free floating in there now. Exactly what you want. This one, same thing, just run a blade in there. And I'm just running it up on these top areas, here, there. That's where our supports are. Now we're pretty much free floating there. Yep. Last one is going to be this little funky button. See how he works? He sits here, so that's cut out. And I can already see there's still supporting on there. So go ahead and check these. You won't see any of the stuff I'm doing. I did just break a little piece of plastic off. There's a very small piece of plastic on the model that sits right there, and it does nothing actually. It's just kind of an error in the model. It's totally fine though. That is fitting so smooth now. So I'm actually going to take some more time so I can still see a little bit of support. Boom. So almost right there, I can see a couple of spots. I'm just going to use my pocket knife, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Cool. So we'll just from being very frictiony and not smooth until smooth. You can see a little bit of crap that we pulled off. So I know our buttons are working good. Let me go ahead and go get the panic button. Cool. I just want to get our panic button right here. So let's see how he's working. Got a little bit of friction there. It's hard to be printed, so you do got a little bit of crap on the inside, but it's really easy to clean up. Just basically just running a knife over these inside dimensions. So I'm not getting anything on the outside here. Just running a knife over this inside stuff. Let's try that. This one looks like it has a little bit of support dunk. Like I said, if you buy a pre-assembled kit from me, you'll still have to open up and put your key fob circuit board in there, but this will all be smoothed out for you. Cool. So that worked. We're pretty much free floating in there. Try to just pull some of this crap out that I just put in there. Boom. We are good on that. To start is we're going to get our heat threads. I like to put this screw through here. Put our heat thread on. And I'm going to try to pull it through. And I like to do this just so it kind of stays a little straighter and it seems to not mess with our holes so much when we force these heat inserts in. So there's two of them. There's three of them. So if you guys bought it already assembled, already with these heat inserts in, you won't have to do this part. This is just going to be for the people that want to put the heat inserts themselves. So there's all of our heat inserts. My ghetto little soldering iron is enough to do this job. So let's just make sure everything looks pretty centered. This one's going to be easy because it already has pressure on it. These two can move around a little bit on you, but you know, just with the screw in there, they don't move much. So the best way to do this is just to kind of hold it in the air and kind of just as straight as you can, just put the pressure down evenly. You want to stay pretty perpendicular to your product here. And you'll slowly start going in. So this is probably going to be sped up in the edited version of the video. But just stay pretty perpendicular and just slowly push it in. You want it slightly below surface. So right there, our first, ooh, that burned my hand, my finger. But that first one is in. I'll push it a little further. Sorry for the shake, I just got back from the gym. or below the surface. Perfect. So that's one. This will probably be sped up for the rest of the where these screws do get hot. So you can see I was a little off, a little more to the right than I would have liked to, and this one's a little bit more to the left. That shouldn't really affect much. There's a little bit of play that I have added into these. But as you can see, there's our base. So if you get a kit like this, where you have to put the heat inserts in, that's about all you have to do. And we are going to open up our Chevy key. So we already opened up the back and took out our components out of here. We are actually going to open the key, pry it open. Watch out, this guy's gonna try to spin out on you. So I kind of like to grab him just like that, just pry her up. Okay, we don't need that part at all. Let this guy kind of wig out and fly out of here. So there's gonna be a spring, your button, and then your actual flip, which has a cam on it, so it only goes in a certain way. Let me see. There it is. Yep, so that's how your button works. Let's pull all those out together. Just leave them just the way they are. Put them down on the table. And then we're gonna go ahead and pull out this battery conductor terminal, battery terminal. Once we have our battery terminal out, come out just like that. We're going to pop it in right here. And there's two little tabs and it slides right behind them. It pops in, push it down. You will source this battery from your existing key. Pretty sure it goes in this way. Pops in just like that. Cool, so we have those done. We can go ahead and get our main board and our little Allen button head screw. It is going to be a 2mm Allen bit. Let's go ahead and put this guy on here. Try not to press any of your buttons because it will be active as soon as it's pushed down. And we're going to push it down and to the left, or sorry, up, so this way and to the left. We're going to start screwing it in. And all I'm trying to do right now is create threads in our main board, which I have. So the main board is now threaded. It is slightly undersized compared to the M3 screw. So get that flush. So see I can stick it out a little bit. I actually want it flush. Let's get that flush. Once we've created our threads in there, same thing, up and to the left. And let's start screwing it down. So try to get a better view for you guys, but so I'm gonna screw that all the way down. It will stop. It's stopped. Don't push any pressure on the screw. It's threading into plastic. It does not need it. Let's go ahead and pull it out, and like half a turn, maybe a turn. So right about now, we're gonna look at installing the face. But my screws, my heat inserts should have cooled down by now. We're gonna switch to our 7/64 Allen head, and let's just go ahead and take out these guys. Cool. So heat threaded inserts, all sitting below the surface. Looks good. We have our screws here. So now we have the threaded heat inserts in. We have our main board in, our battery in. Everything's looking pretty good. Around this time, we will take our transponder, this little guy, just drop him on in there into this little hole. So that hole right there. He slots just right in. Should be kind of a loose fit, but he shouldn't wiggle around too much. Then we're going to grab our key. We are going to play with the spring, and this spring does work, but a lot of times it's not strong enough. So I like to just give it just a little stretch, just like that. Throw it back in. Okay. Now that spring is pretty much good to go. And then we have our stretched spring, we have our face. This is a remote start variant. So let's go ahead and get our spring, and we just stretched it out. Like I said, it's sticking out pretty far. We want that just so there's gonna be a little bit more friction in this one than this OEM one. So the extra stretch will give us a little bit extra strength. Let's go ahead and make sure it's sitting like this. So the button is sitting all the way out. Put it in and lock it. There's gonna be a little groove that the spring sits in. You will see it. So the spring sits in this little groove, and we're gonna want to kick it left. So we're gonna go 1 and 2. We just winded up the spring a little bit. It's gonna be a little funky to try to get back in there, but it does all line up. Oop, don't let it go. Bring it off the table and kind of grab it like this. You don't have to be perfect. It's gonna be kind of tight because that spring is sprung. So it's winded up, it's ready to go. Let's go ahead, before we do anything else, we're just gonna hold these both vertical to each other, parallel to each other. Put that button in there, and there we go. First screw we wanna put in is gonna be this guy here. Okay, let's check it out. Perfect. It's locking, our mechanism's working. What we're gonna do now is take our key chain, drop it in here. It's gonna make a little snapping noise when you push on it. It's perfect, that just means everything lined up. Drop our screws in. Tighten these screws up. Looks like we're all set. The key is working great right now. This key is ready to go. Lock. I don't know if you heard that. My truck went off. Unlock. My truck just went off like 5 times. I can start my truck from here. I just heard it. Just turned off my truck. Hook this up to your lanyard, whatever. Another thing is, guys, remember not to tighten these too much. You just want them snug. This key is now ready. You can go ahead and take this to Ace Hardware, bring them your original key. Tell them if they can go kind of light on the cutting. I have had it once where I've made about 3 of these keys now. And one time they did cut too deep and I was left with like a paper thin piece in between my cuts. You should have, a decent amount of thickness. I'll probably leave what the thickness is right here in the text. But ask them if they can just go light on the cutting. Like, just don't go as deep. Don't exactly match your key, just go a hair lighter. That only happened to me once out of the 3 times, but I do notice that my key is cut a little thinner on the other 2 keys. To program this, you're going to put your original key in, turn it, take it out, put this key in, turn it, take it out, put the original key in, turn it, take it out, put this key in, turn it, take it out. Usually after doing that twice or once, it'll program. Actually, the last time I did it, I put my original key in one time, put this key in one time, and it programmed. Should be pretty simple. The back of it, all flush, screws below the surface, buttons are clicky. That's gonna be your flip key set. Like I said, if you get it pre-assembled, it will come like this. You will have to open it up and put your motherboard, your circuit board in here, and your battery. Everything else will be done for you. You can either buy this from me and assemble it yourself, just as I did. You can buy the kit and print it yourself and assemble it yourself. Or you can buy it just like this, where you just open it. All you have to do is fuck with this winding mechanism and put your screw in. There's 3 options there, guys. They do work really well. I've been daily driving mine for probably about 2 months now since I designed it. They're going to be on my Etsy store. There'll be a link for that. Let me know if you guys have any issues. But there's our fit. Does seem like my transponder is moving around a little bit in there. Let me see. Let's go ahead and give this a little extra tighten. I think it's my transponder moving inside there. You're more than welcome to throw a little bit of glue or super glue or hot glue into that transponder hole. I want to make it kind of big because I don't want people to have to fight with it to get it in there. I don't want it super tight, especially when you're mixing tolerances. If you print this yourself, you're going to print PLA, which I don't recommend, or ABS, which is good, or ASA, which this is. My personal one's made of glass-filled nylon. There's numerous other things you can print out of, so I want to keep the tolerances kind of loose. I figured that one out just from switching from ABS to ASA to glass fiber nylon. But like I said, take the Stace hardware, get it cut, they'll match your key for like, I paid $2 last time I took it there. So it's really not much. If you guys have any issues, like I said, welcome me, message me on here or talk to me on Etsy. But thanks, guys. Later.